Rival Sports Pod, covering the New York sports scene and behind the scenes, including the Buffalo Bills, New York Jets, New York Mets, and everything else in New York sports worth your precious time. And now here's Joe Pastor and Glenn Ferretti.
How's it going, everyone? This is Glenn. I'm here with the Rival Sports Pod, and we got a special guest here, Frank the Tank from Barstool Sports. How's it going, Frank?
It's going all right. Watching the championship week this week, getting ready for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, a lot going on with college hoops, though. I obviously am a huge Stoolie, follow you, everything you do. I wanted to kind of start out talking about, because you had an interesting experience. This podcast was put together because we're kind of rivals. I'm a huge Jets fan, and my partner is a big Bills fan, so kind of the opposite of what you like. But you spent some time in Buffalo and had to leave the game early. So tell us what your experience was like up in Buffalo.
Buffalo is fun. I'd like to go back again sometime.
Yeah. What were the fans like? How'd they treat you there? Because some people think they.
The fans were very nice.
Really?
I would say.
That's great.
Yes.
What did you get into? You had to leave early. So what happened there?
Well, I was only coming in for the game, and the flight was too early to leave. I mean, the game was not played at a fast pace. So I had a 6:30 flight, so I pretty much had to be out of the stadium by about 4, and the third quarter wasn't even over by 4
I know, and your
o'clock.
boys made a game of it. That was
Yeah.
crazy. That was kind of unexpected. I know you weren't too pumped when you had Skylar Thompson leading the way heading into the game, but it wound up being a pretty sick game.
Yeah, I think Buffalo was a little flat this offseason. I mean, they played a terrible game against the Bengals.
I know. Yeah, and they're all talking to me now because obviously the Jets are looking to potentially get Aaron Rodgers, and of course they're not.
It's the Jets. The Jets will always fuck it up, so don't worry about Aaron Rodgers. The Jets are like Wile E. Coyote. Everything they bring in has the word Acme written on it, and you just hear the and your Jets are just looking up, and you know that Amble's going to come down.
It's funny.
Splat.
We either win or lose the offseason every year. There's never any in between. So we're fully expecting Aaron Rodgers to choose retirement over coming to the Jets. So that would not be a shock at all.
Oh, he's coming to the Jets.
Yeah, that's what I think. What do you think about Diggs, though? Is that guy really unhappy with Buffalo? Is he going to go somewhere else? They're getting a little nervous up here.
I think it will be fine.
How about your Dolphins? I know the season's over. It's not football. We're going to get.
Well, they got to get some offensive line help and find a way to keep Tua healthy, 1, and 2, bring in a backup that's actually capable of playing if they can't stay healthy.
Maybe TB12?
That's not happening.
What do you mean? He was kind of tampering a little ahead of time, right?
Tom Brady is never coming to the door. He's done. He's retired. Maybe he'll decide to buy into the team as an owner one day.
Bless you.
But he will not be playing for the Miami Dolphins. He's done. He's retired.
Right. Yeah, you never know with that guy, but I think you're probably right this time. I think he's officially had enough, unless maybe he could convince his boy Gronk, who's also from Buffalo, to come with him. But I think that guy's having too much fun partying these days.
Good career for both of them, Hall of Famers.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I know the big thing that we wanted to talk about and bring you on is our lovely New York Mets, and the way the season ended last year for us was just absolute torture. So I'm just wondering kind of how you're feeling after the way it ended and how kind of the early spring's looking. I think we got some positives, but, I'd like to hear your spin on it.
Well, the World Baseball Classic is fucking up spring training.
Yep.
So we can't tell what's going on. I don't know why Brandon Nimmo hasn't played yet, though. It's nice to see Marte get in there. And Marte had a home run and a double today, so that's a good sign.
Verlander pitched well.
Yep. I'm just hoping nobody gets hurt at the World Baseball Classic, and then when that damn thing is over, we'll be able to tell what's
I
going
know.
on.
I think the big question that we've seen though is our boys Mauricio and Beatty have kind of been leading the way. I've been a huge Beatty fan over the last couple of years.
Uh, I will be pissed if Dan Ruff's on the opening day roster and Bet Beatty's
I
in
mean, if that
minors.
happens, I mean, Steve Cohen better hide at the opening day game. I mean,
This is what I'm talking about. Billy Nepler is like the fucking Dan Ruff's
oh my
uncle.
God, there's no way. Do you really think? I guess that could happen. I did read something that says Darren Ruff is potentially like the option on the DH. I'm like, we cannot have Beatty sitting in the minor leagues with that happening, or Mauricio at this point.
And there's so many options. There's so many options. You could have Beatty play in left. You could have Beatty play third. You could have Beatty be
Yep.
DH. Now he's lefty, so that's an
Yep.
issue. But he's got to be on the
Yeah,
roster,
I
I
mean,
think.
he showed a little bit last year. Obviously, he got hurt towards the end of the year,
And
but
what you could do is maybe you just finagle it. See, this is where they failed in getting a right-handed
yeah,
power bat.
yeah, I can't believe they did nothing. I mean, I think they might have been counting on Vientos to make a stride. You know, last year they brought him up for a little while, and
Vientos hasn't had a
no,
bad
no, he had a
spring,
huge game the other day.
but Darren Ruff is so
I
bad.
saw you got his baseball card.
I mean, he
Was that
sucks
the
on
worst
ice.
present you've ever received in your life? A Darren Ruff Topps baseball card? I mean, what's the cardboard cost for something like that to create?
It's a 1 cent card.
That was incredible. Yeah, I mean, when we were watching the playoffs last year, I remember when they started him. I forget exactly what game it was. I think he got hit and walked in the game. It was like unbelievable that he reached base, but I don't know what the hell Buck was thinking starting him in that game. He's just he's a lost out there.
He is horrible. He is terrible. He is the
But yeah,
worst.
what about Mauricio though? I mean, he's kind of. I mean, the guy's had an unbelievable offseason in the Dominican League. Um,
I doubt he's even like being considered.
yep,
Being one, he's never played a game in
right.
AAA. So,
And,
but they got to have him on speed dial
and
if that's the
he's at
case.
a loaded position because he's playing short and third. So you know, is he working on
Yeah,
playing second? Is he potentially going to play some outfield? Like it's not.
I don't know, but he's shown a lot of good with the
We're not
bat.
used to this in New York having too many players at one position. I mean, come on, Frank, you know that.
Nope. And Darren Ruff is just like an anchor.
Huge anchor. When did your Mets fandom start? I actually thought it was impressive because I saw that you used to run basically the Wikipedia for sports prior to Barstool, which would have been quite the overhaul for one person to be doing. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I still sort of run it, though I haven't done much
Yep.
with it lately. I want to get more people involved in helping me run
Yep.
it, so I could try to get it back on track to where it
Okay.
once was.
And
But it's hard. It's hard. I'm living my life. I'm doing
yeah,
things,
you're
and
everywhere. Um,
yep.
so when did you become a Mets fan? Like, where'd you grow up? Like, you know, where did this stuff?
Well, I grew up in
Okay.
New Jersey, and I became a Mets fan basically when Dwight Gooden was dominating. I mean, I actually was 10 years old in
Okay.
1986.
Yeah, I grew up in Long Island, Lindenhurst, and moved up here. So I've been a Mets fan. Same thing. I was born in 1980, so same.
Well, I was born
Yeah,
1975,
same
so
kind of era. You saw a little bit more. My man was Strawberry. Was my number one guy. So that was quite the time. But yeah, they've certainly let us down over the years. It's funny. I got a tattoo when I was 18 on my back. It had the 69 and 89 or 80, 86 championship. I thought I'd be adding to that at some point, and still have not added any years.
it's very frustrating.
So, what gets you so fired up, though? I mean, you know, even when things are good, you don't seem like things are good.
Because I just always just have 2007 in my head. I have not gotten over
Yeah.
that.
I think I was at a Bills game watching and listening to that game. The Bills Jets game was on the same exact day. And the start to that game was just incredible. It was over before it started. Well, even last year, I mean, it was kind of a same feeling, right? The collapse down the stretch.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the gut punch. I saw you guys going back and forth. Who was right? I mean, I hate to say it, I was Team Frank the whole time. It was pretty obvious. Anyone that's been a Mets fan should have known that was coming.
When they got swept by when they got swept by the Cubs that last and Darren Ruff hit into 4 double plays in
Yep.
3 games, that was basically the sign that this was not
Yeah.
going to
Well,
happen.
I was huge on bringing up Alvarez early. I think you commented on it a little bit. I'm not really sure. But, I mean, they put him in the worst possible situation, like in that Braves series.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not time for the
I mean,
debut.
we were literally bringing it up like Nick Plummer, like all these other guys. And we got Alvarez sitting at home knowing we're going to use this guy later on. And it was just an interesting spot. So what's your kind of prediction for this year? How do you think it's going to play out?
I think that Darren Ruff is going to be so bad he's going to literally cost him many games.
Probably. I would say you're probably right about that. We got a skinny Vogelback out there now, though. What's he going to do? Is he going to have a big year?
So far, 13 at bats, 13 strikeouts.
I thought I'd get more of a reaction out of you there, though. You have such hatred for Ruff. Vogelback could strike out 13 times, and it's no big deal.
They need to do something at the DH position.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. I mean, the DeGrom situation. Interesting to hear your take on that. I mean, I thought as a Mets fan, like when it happened, it hurt. Obviously, he's been like our guy and our number one guy. I know he's been injured a ton, but when you look at it now, like what the roster looks like, I mean, we even got a laugh. We talked about it on our podcast earlier. Like he was literally sitting out like the first 2 days because it was too cold and had some tightness. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's gonna be out till the All-Star break this year before the season even starts in Texas. So, I mean, how were you feeling when DeGrom made that decision?
I mean, it really wasn't good. I mean, they got Verlander, but I'm just hoping. I'm hoping somehow he can live up to what he's done in
I
the
know
past.
we're banking on a 39 and 38-year-old or 40-year-old pitchers this year. But I mean, but from DeGrom though, was it something that you were like bringing back at all cost, or was it like you were content because of the contract? Like, how did you feel when you saw it all play out?
The years concern me more than anything else, but he should have finished his career at
Right,
the Mets.
especially with Cohen, right? Money doesn't matter. If money doesn't matter,
Yes.
truly.
Yes.
How about that
Yes.
scoreboard? Did you see the new scoreboard they put in? Takes.
I'll have to see it in action. I didn't think anything was wrong with the current
No, I'm
scoreboard.
saying it looks like it's like half the size of the stadium. I'm like, this thing's like the biggest TV and like.
Yeah, I didn't think anything was wrong with the previous scoreboard, so I had to see it in
Right.
action.
So what else is going on? What's going on in your world otherwise? I mean, we saw a little bit of the does it trivia and your rants. I mean, I think those questions were a little harder for you as well. I mean, I don't know if people are real. I see they implemented the new thing where now you can pick your questions ahead of time. So how do you feel about the new rule happening?
Hopefully that works. It definitely is something I was looking for.
Yeah, it seemed the questions were a little tougher. Did you watch last night? What was your stance on the Bella Vita? It definitely doesn't seem like a breakfast sandwich. Nothing I would eat as a breakfast sandwich for sure. The little
The what?
Belvita sandwich cookies. There was a big controversy on like, is this considered a breakfast sandwich or not? And
I've never actually seen. I didn't see that video.
It's definitely like a cracker. It looks like it's not a bacon, egg, and cheese when you think of a breakfast sandwich. So it was pretty good. But yeah, I was interested. So I saw you cooking some pizza. How'd that go?
Came out okay. I mean, I didn't exactly roll it out the best, but yeah, it was fine. It
Yeah,
wasn't
it
bad.
actually didn't look that bad. Yeah, I thought it was for shock value. You wanted like half a rolled out dough. I mean, who needs a perfectly rolled dough?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, what else in your world? So what else should we expect to see coming up from you? Like, what do you got on your agenda? What are you looking to do in the spring?
I got some terrific hot dog reviews coming out. One with a special guest with
Okay,
Stu
the
Finer.
man. Yeah, I took some. I've had some picks from him. I purchased some picks from Stu.
Uh, I'm going to try to get some tanks cooks out. Uh, Looking at some interesting things to cook in the
Gonna
next couple
redo the rib
weeks.
challenge.
Eventually.
That was great. That was incredible. Um, yeah, it's good. So some soda reviews. Like, where's the soda to go? What's the soda to go with now? What's the hot ones out there?
Uh, I'm a Pepsi
Straight,
guy,
straight
pretty
Pepsi.
much.
Yeah, it's all
Yep.
good. Well, what else? Anything else going on? No,
Nope. It's kind of slow. It's kind of a
it is
slow
a
time
slow
right now.
time. So
Devils are coming down to stretch, sitting in strong position for the second spot in the Metropolitan Division. If they can win some extra games here and there, and maybe they could steal first place from the Hurricanes. Although I think the Hurricanes might be one of the best teams in the NHL and one of the teams best suited to win the
right, but
Stanley
yeah, you're
Cup.
not you're not in a bad spot right now. I mean, you could be the Sabres up here. They're giving up 10 goals last night. I mean, the last time they gave up 8 a couple weeks ago, and they pulled their goalie though.
They've been so they've been so bad so long
So I
now.
thought they did it again last night with the goalie, and I was like, oh wait, no, they scored 10 with the goalie in goal. That's even worse.
They've been so bad for so
Yeah,
long.
these guys up here, most of my friends die hard Sabres fan, and it's amazing that they still pay $250 for tickets for center ice with the team that they're putting out there. Well, the big thing was when they got Eichel and kind of fell to that second spot behind Connor McDavid. I mean, Eichel's turned into nothing, right? And McDavid's been like worldly player, so that one player could have changed the whole franchise.
And was Eichel just never worked in Buffalo.
I know. Why do you think that is, though?
I don't know. I think he might have gotten that they just couldn't put players around him, and he just got
Right.
frustrated.
Yeah, it wasn't like a quick turnaround with him, but McDavid it seemed like was a huge one, and he was definitely a far two off. It wasn't a close second when they were drafted, and McDavid's lived up to everything.
Well, how do you think Ranger fans
Right,
feel? They wanted Capo
right.
Caco, and when the Devils drafted Jack Hughes number 1, everyone in all the Ranger fans are cheering, thinking that they
Yeah,
got the
right.
better player.
How'd that work out?
Mm. And you know who else
Who?
I love? Johnny Gaudreau last year saying that he wanted to go. He chose the Blue Jackets over the Devils because he felt that the Blue Jackets were closer. Bum,
Yeah.
bum, bum.
It's so it's
Bum.
it's always good until you see it actually play out. Everyone's always a genius until it
I
plays
mean,
out.
that is a loser
Oh yeah. Well,
franchise.
look at Ryan Leaf, Peyton Manning. I mean, it's like you look back at things like that, it's incredible.
I mean, the Johnny Gaudreau from New Jersey. Basically, the Flyers they couldn't get the cap in line to get him. He wanted to go to the Flyers. Then the Devils came knocking, and he was about to sign with them, and all of a sudden the Blue Jackets offered him the money. He said that he'd rather be in Columbus because he felt they were
Yeah.
closer to
Well, they
winning.
they were way off. That's for sure. That's hilarious.
Right now, the New Jersey Devils are in second place in the Metropolitan Division with a record of 42, 16, and
Okay, dude,
6.
and you're going to how many games? You're going to a ton of their games too. I mean, how fun?
I'm
Oh,
not a
you are.
season ticket
Okay.
holder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with the record of 42, 16, and 6. The Columbus Blue Jackets, who, according to Johnny Gaudreau, were closer, are currently the worst team in the NHL at 37 and 7.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. You're loving it though.
All right, well, hi guys. Sorry, I'm running a little late here.
Yeah.
I'm looking at some of these NHL numbers here. The Anaheim Ducks. I mean, I don't know how they. They're statistically the worst team in the NHL.
Yeah.
They have the worst point
But we're the
differential.
Sabres now. How many?
They just happen to have a few more wins than
The
teams
Sabres
like the
are peaking in there.
the Sharks.
Yeah, but their goals against is certainly going up.
Oh, for sure. That's the problem. The Sabres have no defense. Mediocre goalkeeping.
Well, they're in they're 6 points out of the playoff spot right now. The Sabres.
Yeah, no, they still.
Yeah, I mean,
they still,
if you're a Sabres fan, you're excited about Tage Thompson right now. You're excited that Darlene's looking better this year. Cousins isn't bad.
The Islanders are playing well right now, so that's not doing you any favors. Because you're going to need either the Islanders or the Penguins to collapse.
yeah, definitely. It's probably, and the way we're stopping goals, it's probably not going to happen.
The Panthers kind of a disappointing season for them. The Senators are basically in the same boat. I'll tell you a team that's finished right now, and they had a good game against the Devils yesterday. Darcy Kemper really kept them in the game, and that's the Capitals.
They're always good, though, right?
No, they're done. The Capitals are not going to playoffs this year. They actually basically have the same record as the Sabres right now.
They're fighting for the same. Well, I see you're also your fandom for NBA though is up. So we know who you like in hockey. We know you're a huge Devils fan. So we're huge Knicks fans. So I see that they courted you nicely, sitting courtside with Spike Lee there. So where are the Knicks on your fandom rank here? Are we moving up the charts?
We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. I truly believe I'm gonna wait. Go through the rest of this regular season. Go through the playoffs, and then see how the signing period starts, and maybe I'll make my decision sometime in July.
We figure we weren't going to break news on here, but I mean, could there have been a worse trio signed in Brooklyn? I mean, that has to just that Kevin Durant, Irving, and Harden played 10 games together.
How the fuck did they fuck it up that
10
badly?
10 games total.
I mean, talk about a super team right there.
How does it get fucked up that badly?
It's unfathomable, how it could happen. It's just got a player chemistry.
Kyrie Irving? Is it just Kyrie Irving?
I think Kyrie Irving is just a malignancy. That is just, you bring him into your locker, he's going to destroy it.
Right.
Because the Nets literally bent over backwards for him. Bent over backwards. And he felt that he wasn't treated with respect.
Well, that's pretty hard to do when you give like nobody else respect.
And here's the thing that gets me. At every time things were going smoothly, every time things looked like they were going well, every time he was quiet for 6 weeks, boom, he'd pop off again.
Yep, you're right.
It's like he's not happy unless he's causing pain, misery, and drama.
Yeah, him. I
hate that motherfucker.
Together is like a nuclear bomb.
Yeah. And the James Harden trade, bringing him in the first place was stupid. I knew it was stupid when it happened. It took away the chemistry. And sure, you had those three players, and when all three were on the court at the same time, all 15 motherfucking games, It looked good.
Yeah.
But they mortgaged the future. The Rockets got all the Nets draft picks, so we can't build that way. We're going to be picking with the 25th pick that the Phoenix Suns have. That's a lot of good that's going to fucking
Yeah,
do.
that fell apart quick for them though, with Durant hurting his ankle immediately in warm-ups. That was incredible. So he's out for a little while.
If I'm the Phoenix Suns, I walk over to them. People who are doing a mop, I tell them hand in their badges, hand in their floor access, leave the arena. You're gone.
It's not that
how
hard
does
of a
that
job.
happen?
No.
I would think. It's got to be a great job. You get to watch basketball, run out, mop the floor, get off the court.
No, it's not. It's
Well, you just have to make sure you mop the floor so your star player doesn't twist his ankle in warm-ups.
Well, and exactly, it's not mopping the floor is not hard. I mean, I'm used to a Swifter. I don't use that kind of mop. So
it is a Swifter.
That's all it is?
A Swifter.
Oh, then there's no excuse. Anyone could use a Swifter.
It's not even. They're not mopping the floor.
Yeah.
It's a giant. Like I don't know what to describe it. Like a giant like towel attached to a mop that just wipes up all the moisture. It's like a giant ShamWow.
Yeah.
Bam! ShamWow.
Haven't heard that one in a while.
That's all it is. It's a ShamWow attached to like a circular thing that the mop guys come over there and just clean off all the sweat. Don't look now, but some teams got to start being worried about what Ohio State's doing.
Oh yeah, you have that game on right now. What?
Yeah, they're about to knock off Michigan State. Very bad season, but now they've won 3 in a row, and boy, they would be the ultimate bid stealer.
Definitely. So we're big Syracuse fans, so I don't know if you follow them at all. With Bay.
What a bizarre finish to a great career.
Yeah, you tell us what you think. I mean, we have our opinions, obviously.
Did he not want to go?
Doesn't seem like it.
Is that what it was?
He kept saying it's the university's call, which to me meant he wanted to stay.
Well,
but how could that not been handled with more grace, or is it that he doesn't have any fucking grace?
Some media written response out today, but yeah, I love it how he's so cryptic that he goes, yeah, I don't know if a lot of you caught this, but I gave my retirement speech the other night during the 2003 championship night, and I'm like, dude, why can't you just say I'm retiring? Like, is it really that hard? But he's,
if he did that, he saves the university. If he came out and said, I am so glad to be here, my team, my 2003 team, we won a national championship. And it's at this moment I'm decided that this is the end. Once this season is over, I will retire. He would have got a standing ovation. It would have been clean. It would have been nice. It would have been a bow on his career, but he had to just be fucking clear
there was
about
24,000 people there still, too.
Like the common denominator in what
That's the second worst car accident he's been in.
Well, and what we're talking about, like all these people can't get out of their own way, whether it's Kyrie Irving, whether it's the guy that can't mop the floor, or whether it's Jim Boeheim here that doesn't know how to retire. It's just shocking the things that people do.
Dude, the media was even just done with him. They're like, dude, can you just answer the freaking question? Like, are you retiring? He's like, what are you talking about? It's on the university. It's like, you're 7 years old. Like, just tell us if you're retiring or not. We're waiting for them to potentially fire you. That's what everyone's asking. Did he get fired or did he quit?
Was he pushed
or did he
out?
Retire?
Mm-hmm.
It appears he was pushed out.
Definitely appears that way.
But come on. The whole way it was just messy. And it was messy because of how that idiot responded.
Oh, yeah, Boeheim. Yeah. And now they literally hired his right hand man, so now we'll have to watch another 25 years of the 2-3 zone, which is clearly outdated. Where everybody's banging threes on us all
I
day
don't
long.
think I don't think he's going to be in. I don't think he's going to be in there that
No.
long. I think if the new coach doesn't click within 2
You think
years,
he
he'll be
runs
gone.
the zone again still? Just keeps it going? God,
We'll
I hope
see.
not.
I mean, it doesn't
Time.
work anymore.
Not anymore. All these kids shoot 50-foot jumpers in their driveway
Exactly.
all day long now.
And they get open so easily. It's not like they're making 3-4 passes. They're boom, one pass to the wing, wide open 3.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Do you follow college a lot or not really? Like, do you have a team?
I'm a Seton
Okay.
Hall fan.
Yeah, so you're Jersey through and through there.
Good old Big East.
Yeah, that's what we missed, those Big East games. Those were incredible back in the day.
Very bad finish to their season. My God.
Yeah, I didn't really watch them that much. This was just a disaster for us. Second straight year of not making the tournament. It's terrible.
They lost to DePaul
Mm.
in the Big East tournament. DePaul, and it was sloppy. They fouled a 3-point shooter with 3 seconds left. They had a 5-point lead with 40 seconds left. They had a guy trying to draw a flagrant, I guess, by doing the worst flop since Ant-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like we had 2 crappy endings. Did you see how Syracuse lost? We took a fadeaway 3-pointer with 7.5 seconds left in a tie game, and they came down and banged a 3 with the buzzer beater when we had no shot clock either. So we could have. That's the play we drew up. Like Boeheim's last play that was drawn up was a let's shoot the ball early and give up a 3 to lose the game and be knocked out of the ACC tournament. So not the greatest ending. So yeah, we
Nope.
So yeah, Joe, we hit on a bunch of Mets stuff. Talked a little bit about the Bills game that Frank was at. He loves Buffalo. He wants to come back there. So
All
I
right.
wouldn't say he loves the Bills, but
Did-
he had a great experience there. He said it was awesome.
Okay. Yeah, it's fun with the Mafia.
Yeah, they are very colorful.
Did you
fan
did you hit up Pinto Ron? Did you guys talk about all that?
No.
No.
I didn't go to Pinto Ron. I went to this other
Okay.
place. It was the game day experience.
Okay.
Well, okay.
People.
No, the ketchup and mustard guy is Pinto Ron, the guy they douse with all the ketchup and mustard.
Yeah,
You
I
didn't
wasn't.
see-
I
yeah, you
wasn't
didn't
there.
see him. Yeah, you were there with Darlington, who we had on as well. He was there doing kind of the coverage in the Bills Mafia.
I was not. I was kind of surprised when I got out of Buffalo. That I knew the stadium, of course, is in Orchard Park, but it really feels almost like a small town.
Yep.
Kind of what I expect out of Green
Yeah, it
Bay.
does. I saw you hit up the Ted's Hots when you were up there.
Yep.
Have you ever did the Zweigel's Hots from Rochester? Okay.
Someone sent me
What'd
them
you
once.
Because I know you like
Eh.
the snap and the charring. And I feel like you can get a good snap and
Yeah.
charring on Zweigel's. The critique I'd have of them is they're a small, fat hot dog.
Yeah, I kind of like
Mhm.
more like the skinnier
Yeah.
type of hot dog.
Like when you get at a ballpark.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people. Some people love. I mean, people up here that.
The Zweigos are okay, but they're a little too plump.
No, that's
if you
a
ask
fair
me.
critique.
Nice.
The other
What else you
thing we got
Joe?
going up here is the garbage plate. Have you ever done that one? Do you know what
No.
it is?
I've heard something like
So,
that. They
but
just throw everything on
basically,
a
so you
plate.
could kind of customize what's the base. Usually, people do like half home fries or French fries, and then half macaroni salad. Then you put a couple hots or a couple burgers on there, and then like a meat hot sauce. It's good stuff.
It's a late night food usually. If you're eating one of those things sober, things haven't gone very well for you.
Yeah, you're not going to like go out to lunch at work and get a plate and then go back to bang out the last 3-4 hours of your day. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try. I was trying to bring it up actually, so you can see one of these things. It's an absolute disaster. See if I can pull one up real quick. Where is it? Nah, it's not coming up. No big deal.
The other thing I was going to talk about, did you see the Tyler McGill asking for timeout because his shoe was untied? And they,
No, what happened?
yeah, so
No, I
his
didn't
shoe
see
was
that.
untied when he was pitching, and he wanted timeout to tie his shoe, and the umpire wouldn't give it to him. He made him use a mound visit, or he would have violated the pitch clock to tie his shoe, which was a little disappointing. I was hoping there would be some common sense. Like in these rules, that's a common sense or safety thing. I was just kind of surprised with that one, or same thing, like maybe if a ball goes in the dirt and batter gets dirt in his eye, I would think they'd give him a second, and would it enforce that?
They'll make adjustments
Yeah.
as this thing goes along.
Yeah, it's a bunch of weird rules. I saw Scherzer was like waiting till the last second, then hopping on the mound, quick pitching. But that guy's an animal with his multicolored eyes and just the way he stares down batters anyway. So you never know what he's thinking.
Yeah, he's made for this. I hope the Mets aren't thinking of keeping Darren Ruff around. Excuse me if
No, he's gonna be there forever. He's Billy and Epler's favorite player.
like why? Like I think if you look at like the Atlanta Braves, they gave a good blueprint almost of kind of what to do, how they gave the young kids a chance, and a lot of them ended up being able to play. And that's the thing is we bring in, and I see you kind of need Tommy Pham. We don't got a lot of like outfielders to plug out there, but
Tommy Pham has not exactly been lighting the damn fucking
yeah,
lights
no, for
right
sure.
now.
And that's the thing. So we have him up there going to eat up a roster spot. Is Darren Ruff going to eat up a roster spot? I don't have as big of a problem with Vogelbach, but we got all these younger kids
This team still needs to make
Yeah.
some improvements, I
for
think,
sure.
and they better have a better trade deadline than they had last year.
Do you think
Yeah,
to some extent teams don't want to trade with the Mets because of the owner and his money?
Maybe that's definite possibility.
Yeah, we got to get guys that can play in the playoffs. Like, I mean, Canna had like a huge stretch throughout the year and then was like Mr. Invisible in the playoffs. Chris Bassett, like the guy's like the most intimidating guy on the mound. And then all of a sudden he's just getting mashed in like the two most important games of the
Yep.
year. Like, I think that was a big thing
Yep.
behind the Verlander move is bringing in guys with some like grit and some playoff experience. So we'll see. We got to do something, but typical Mets forms. I'm sure we'll have a great April and May, and we'll be, crapping our pants come down the stretch again.
Let's hope not.
So we'll see.
Or I think another possibility is maybe we go with some of these older guys at the beginning of the year, and then as you have injuries and things, maybe you see a Mauricio getting called up, you see an Alvarez getting called up, and then they show what they could do.
That's good. Yeah, I think Alvarez could be a possibility for the second half. Mauricio, if he continues to light things up and tear things up, he might be up sooner than later.
Where do you put him?
Third base,
Okay.
DH, I guess, maybe.
Escobar, you kind of came a little bit around on Escobar after his hot stretch for a while. He had a rough start. We'll see what he does. He's obviously going to be the first, the opening day starter.
Yep.
But yeah, we definitely need late season Escobar, not early season Escobar, to have a run. But we'll see. There's always a lot of optimism in March, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, Frank, we definitely appreciate you taking the time and coming on. It was fun getting to meet you and yuck it up a little bit. And hopefully we can get you back on, maybe if the Mets are in contention a little later on in the year and see how things are going. How's that sound?
Yep. Sounds good.
All right, boss. Well, we appreciate it. Thanks for staying on.
All right. I'll talk to you guys some other
Yeah,
time,
it would be
perhaps.
nice.
Yeah, it would be great.
All right. See you guys later.
Frank the
All right.
Tank, what a guest.
Yeah, that was hilarious, dude. He's the best.
And what a day. for like the simple instructions are, oh, I'm going to record today. You got to drive the kids around. Does that work for you? Okay, sure. Comes along.
Right.
Dad, who's taking me to work? Your mother. She's not home. She's at Target. What a great day,
Yeah.
for that to happen. But
I don't know if you want this part getting out, but I get it. You were there. Hey, I'm glad you made it back. You were able to participate here towards the end. And it was cool just to have Frank on, and like I said, hopefully we'll get him back in the future and we could do it all over again. Maybe come September we'll have some Bills, maybe some Dolphins, some Jets, and then Mets baseball at the end. That's probably the best time of year. Right now it's pretty early in the spring. So he's very somewhat optimistic at this point. So we'll see how things change as the year goes on. But it was a good time, and it was fun having him on.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all right. Well, we'll wrap it today, and then we'll be back probably sometime next week.
All right,
good
man.
Seeing you, buddy. I'll talk to you.
Thank you for listening to Rival Sports Pod. Please make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. You can also email us at rivalsportspod@gmail.com with any topics, ideas, or questions.